I have said all along when it comes to this, people have been talking about bulls and stuff like that, right? Right? Like, look, that's all there. For me, the biggest thing with this, the two big cardinal sins for this, obviously, was the flagging of the channel, which I've continuously said allegedly, 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 because we just don't know, right? But tonight, we have more or less confirmation. Not 100%, but I would say 98.9%. I mean, this is pretty right on the nose. And now I'm going to be going, I know the Kino boys, they're going to be going in about an hour from now. And I was talking to Worski a little bit ago. I was telling him that I'm going to go and talk about this. And we have, I sent him a DM, and I'm going to share with you some of what we talked about, because I don't know if he shared this stuff publicly. And I asked him if it was okay, and he said it was, which was, obviously I always want to get clarification on that, because before I talk about something, I like to have a decent idea about what I'm talking about most of the time. But glad you're with us today. This is Chappie says, this is your big news. He flagged channel. Listen, just hang with me. Hang with me. This is what, by the way, how I'm just live for the first time. I'm not like, this is big news. This is big news. This is very big news that we have more or less confirmation. So let's go to X and talk about this here. Worski came in from Kino Casino, says, we went through some legal channels and got Quartering's YouTube rep to get felted and got her removed from both cases. Okay, so we know it's a female, first and foremost. They were forced to close both case files, which although we lose the channels, we are now able to reapply for new channels, which is in process. Okay, so we know that this is where things get interesting. Okay, this is where I want to share this information with you. And like I said, I asked Worski if I could share this because I like to have a good idea. And I'm sure they're going to go into more information about all this stuff. But the way they did this was both lucky and genius. So without actually sharing my screen, let me just say this. He said, I asked him if they knew who the rep was, and they said that YouTube did not tell them who the rep was. Okay. He said, but we filed with a lawyer for just the clip account. And both cases got shut down. But outside of that, they wouldn't tell any more details. But here's the thing. This is the crazy thing about this. And I hope they talk about this more because this is so lucky and so fascinating. He says, we went through the EU legal system, which requires YouTube to close the appeal or they get fined 6% of their profits. And the reason this works out is because their editor is from over there. And that's like the one place you can do that. I don't know if they said publicly where their editor's from. I don't want to put that out there, right? But yes, they were incredibly lucky with this here. So they're going to hold off, and let's go back to this. But that is incredibly lucky for them, and that is sometimes. Well, if we can bring back to the casino thing, they say that the house always wins. That's kind of their phrase, which is funny. But man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? And I see folks in the chat talking about Melanie, and I think that just personally, I know a lot of you guys have been introduced through Side Scrollers through this, and you guys saw my live stream where I kind of talked about some of you saw the live stream where I talked about the DMs between myself and Jer and Big Jer over there, and then I also shared the DMs that Mel had shared with Jeremy, so I shared those as well. What I told her. And I think the biggest thing for me, and I actually said this in a video earlier today when I was talking about this, was to me, this is right up. I mean, this is something staring you right in the face and you choosing not to look at it. It's right there, but you just refuse to look at the evidence right in front of you. And I think that's the thing that's most disheartening for me when it comes to this, when it comes to Mel and really anybody who's out there defending all this stuff. this more or less tells you everything you need to know. Now, let's continue looking at this tweet here. So he said, Worski said, but some additional information. If a manager isn't closing your case, that's so you cannot reapply for a new channel. But if you go through legal channels, what happens is the manager loses the case and it's sent up to a higher team. Now that it is closed, we can reapply using the new policies, but we will need to wait a certain amount of time, which sucks. But if we're in limbo, we would never be able to get a new channel, which is great, obviously. So now they can actually do this and get a channel back. They'll have a clips channel, and we will actually have a resolution for the first time. So this is this is honestly great. So they're not going to get the old channels back. And we're going to go through some of the back and forth here. There are a lot of questions. Savvy came in and says, do you mean to imply you have proof a rep tied to him actually was harming you? Or is this just what you think was happening? The rep should be outed and, quite frankly, terminated. I absolutely agree with this statement. If they can link to a specific person here that did this, whether it's publicly or not, internally, this person should be pointed at and said, you abused the system, you abused the relationship, and you cannot be trusted in that relationship. You cannot be trusted within this company. They absolutely should be fired, 100%. But with everything, how on earth can YouTube allow the channels to remain gone? Worski said, well, the proof is a single legal action got both cases closed, plus him threatening us, both channels. He says, I don't think we need live 4K footage of him in the phone at this point. Right. This is, what's the legal phrase that they say? It's like, it's not insurmountable evidence, but that's more or less what we're looking at here, right? This is like OJ with the glove, with, the glove, the DNA and everything, and the judges and the jury just refusing to admit that this guy killed his wife. This is crazy. Let's continue here real fast because there's a lot. Nobody came and says, so if it is proven that Jeremy's rep did this, does that mean there's proof that Jeremy ordered it? And if so, will he face repercussions? Says, I have no clue if they will get fired or whatever, but with on legal action on the clip channel, released both channels from purgatory at the same time. This is because the appeal goes to a new team once legal action is taken. So connecting the dots on this, you have one action that led to two, or one call or one email, whatever it may be, that led to two channels more or less being put in this purgatory state that had to be reviewed. So, and the fact that they had to go the legal route to get this is insane. Nina says, that sucks about the channel, but I'm glad glad it's finally resolved. At least you can apply for a new one. If you had revenue loss, can you maybe sue for that? Well, the guy who owned the channel, right? And it's my understanding that the guy who's running the channel was their editor, and he was the one who made all the money off the Clips channel. I think that's awesome. That's great. He says, the cost to sue is going to be crazy compared to what we would actually win, plus the stress. We're just going through all the available channels to get new channels. Honestly, it's bittersweet, but I'm glad we have a resolution here. And I think he's 100% right. You get lawyers involved, especially when it comes to YouTube. The cost outweighs the benefit at that point. Let's just say, hypothetically, they're saying that their editor is making $10,000 a month, right? It's going to cost $10,000 just to get just to file. Lawyers are ridiculous and stupid. So this is I think they just need to, using the casino analogy, just count their chips and get out the door, right? So that's what's happening right here. We have this person, ADG, came in and says, so they concluded you violated terms of service, but will let you reapply for a new channel? I mean, otherwise, they would just reinstate the channel. Something is fishy. Worski says, to be fair, everyone is able to reapply. However, you cannot be in an appeal process right here. So, yeah, man, this is fascinating. And the fact that we have reached this point and all signs point to good old Big Jer. Like everything is saying, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is the rep. This is what happened. Both these channels happen at the same time. I said, it's not 100%, But man, is it close? I mean, if it's not, I don't know how anybody can look at this and say this is not his doing, right?